Welcome back to Crazy Ex Podcast. This time, Roger and I watched Season 3, Episode 1, Josh's Ex-Girlfriend Wants Revenge, period.
First time it's been a non-exclamation point, non-question mark?
I think so, yeah. As always, we'll start off with a synopsis. After disappearing for 2 weeks following being left at the altar by Josh, Rebecca returns with a new look and a new plot for revenge. Her ideas are a little shitty. And then an unhinged plot to make a fake sex tape to get fake Josh to say he hates Jesus. Valencia, Heather, and Paula go along with it, hoping Rebecca will realize it's gone too far. Paula finally shuts it down, and after a drunken bitch fest, they come up with the idea to sue Josh. Meanwhile, Nathaniel is pining for Rebecca. Paula and Scott are working through their issues. And White Josh and Daryl continue to argue about having a baby. What do you think of this episode?
Very good episode. It very much like Josh and Rebecca's relationship. This episode was basically about Josh, but not about Josh at all.
Josh isn't. I mean, he is, but
well,
Josh
he is in the episode, ironically. But like, it's sort of like a perfect kind of way of that. Like everything about this was not about what does Josh want. What does It's about like Josh hurt me or Josh didn't do it. Like it's a really good play on how Rebecca views Josh. Yeah, I think this was one of the funnier episodes ever. And even though the scheme was absurd, it actually made sense for the context of where we last left off. So I think the scheme was perfect. There is one huge complaint that I have about this, and pretty much other than that, I'm fine with where all of our characters are.
Okay. I also really like this episode. Banging songs all around. Love them.
Yeah.
We got back to the Paula and Scott in a weird way, but we did.
Did we, though? We went back to their relationship, but did we address it?
Heather did.
Correct. Heather very clearly addressed it.
But Paula and Scott, not so much.
In fact, I would argue that we got weirder.
Yeah, I think that's true.
Is that a fair assessment?
That's true, yep. Yeah, I really like this episode. Also, I think that it... And I think something that's interesting, I was trying... Rebecca, the poop plot, the poop revenge plot, actually feels very Rebecca. Like, it's so stupid, and, like, it's what she feels really connected to, which might be... Like, she clearly does not actually like the idea of suing Josh, but is, like, kind of going along with it.
You know why she doesn't like that, right?
Well, I would say that it's because she doesn't actually think it's Josh's fault. And doesn't...
Okay. You think this is like she feels guilty about attacking
I'm not sure that she would be able to vocalize that if you asked her. Why do you think that?
So in a lawsuit, there's going to be discovery, there's going to be witnesses, there's going to be testimony, there's going to be facts about
Robert
her past.
Of it all?
Well, there's the Robert of it all, and there's the Nathaniel of it all. Has she told anyone what happened with her and Nathaniel?
No.
So at some point, if this happens, she's going to have to tell Paula, I cheated on Josh.
Yeah.
Whilst Paula was dealing with her cheating husband.
That's true.
And then we have to talk about the Robert thing, which she has lied about many a times. I think this is purely if we go down this path, I'm going to get exposed. And she doesn't want anyone to know about the Robert thing.
Yeah, she definitely doesn't want anyone to know about the Robert thing. That's interesting. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean... I would love it if you're correct and that she realizes that this is actually not Josh's fault and he doesn't deserve to be hurt. But I've not seen that level of depth from Rebecca at a point that she's gotten to, at least right now, where she's willing to admit that maybe it was her own fault.
Yeah.
Especially based on one of the songs in this episode, I would definitely argue she's most certainly not in the...
It's just a primal ritual we need now and then, Roger.
Chelsea... If I had to pick a song for me that you would say, Roger, this is the song that describes you, it would be Sports Analogies. Am I correct?
I don't know. I'd have to think about that some more.
I don't think there's another song that you probably would have referenced to me more.
I don't think that... I don't think that you try to connect with men because you're sad about your dad using sports analogies.
Home run there.
I mean, yes, because you like sports.
Yes.
And the song is very funny. It, like,
Yes.
often makes me think of you.
Yeah.
But no, I actually don't think it describes you as a human being.
More so than other songs in this
I
show.
need to look at
You have to
a
go
list.
through all the songs?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Let's Generalize About Men is you and all of my wife's friends.
Thanks for generalizing about women. While
You're
generalizing about
welcome.
men.
But you've seen this behavior in
Oh,
real
of course.
life, for
I think
sure.
that's like the beauty of the song. Like it's
it's relatable.
and something I actually really like about the show, it's like the trend of it all.
Mm-hmm.
Like that they're not afraid to be like, women do this shit too.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a thing that I have done with my friends.
Oh, yeah.
And it like somehow primally makes you feel better when like someone has wronged you or when you feel someone has wronged you to be like, God, they're just all like this.
But except gay men. They're all
really great. Every single one.
Every single one. All 3.6 billion men are emotionally stunted.
Yep.
100%.
They just all do this.
Yep.
It like I love how it like calls out how ridiculous it is at the same time as being like, yeah, like this is what women do.
In the moment, though, you know you're being ridiculous. You're just kind of venting. Like, I don't think any of you are stupid enough to believe that, like, all of these things apply to all men. But you don't give a shit in the moment. You're just mad.
Well, and, like, if you look at it on another level, like a higher element of it, I don't think that all 3.6 million men are the same. But the patriarchy is a thing that has created a system that allows many of the things that we're mad about to continue. And, like, that is a real thing. And it is a generalization if you try to say it's about all men.
Sure.
But, like, all men benefit from it. So, alas.
All right. That's fair-ish.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
That's a really good question because there's a whole lot going on in this episode.
I know, I took a lot of notes.
I did too. Let's start with the first song, Where's Rebecca Bunch?
Okay.
Okay, so in a previous episode, we talked about, like, I think it was the elevator episode, and we talked about the workplace. Rebecca just disappeared from her workplace. Didn't call her boss, didn't talk, didn't respond. I'd like to point out that we introduced Nathaniel as the villain of this, like, company because he expects his employees to, I don't know, do their fucking job. Now, is it unreasonable for her to say, I need some time off? Not at all. She got dumped at the altar. Totally fair to be like, hey, I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks. I just need to take some me time so I can be a good lawyer. But she was at work. She excused herself to pee and then just vanished.
Well, and I don't actually know if she was at work. I think they were still at the wedding.
Well, how did her coworkers know this? Paula told her at the wedding that she excused herself to pee and just disappeared.
Also, most of them were probably at the wedding, except for Mrs. Hernandez.
Except for Mrs. Hernandez, who was not there. Yeah.
Yes, but I also think the really interesting thing is that's not why Nathaniel is upset. He was worried about her.
He was worried about her. 100%. But he even says, like, I am your boss, you just can't not. Now, he's mad for a different reason, but his, like, fake reason is actually a justifiable reason.
Yeah,
you can't just not show up to work for 2 weeks.
Not show up for work.
And then she shows up at 5 a.m. to sit there like a supervillain to reveal this. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
To talk about not work. And then schedule another meeting about not work in the one conference room that they have at this office.
Outstanding. Perfect intro if you've never seen an episode of this show before. That is the most Rebecca thing possible. Stop everything that you're doing. Ignore the fact that I haven't been here for 2 weeks. We are calling this meeting of the Brain Trust. Everybody focus on me and my pointless revenge. Oy vey.
It's more narcissistic, but a little similar to calling a meeting to tell everyone that you're bisexual.
Yes. You're right. Yep. True.
Daryl is sweet and not a supervillain, so it like doesn't come off the same. But
Daryl's felt more naive and kind of dumb. Rebecca's felt typical Rebecca. Yeah. The world revolves around me. I mean, she got there at 5 o'clock in the morning. She also hurts herself.
Yeah. I do love the song "Where's Rebecca Bunch." I think it's very fun. It reminds me of like Beauty and the Beast or something.
Yeah, I like that it had all the characters. It is a very musical song, but it's tongue in cheek. Mm-hmm. George shows up to get fired again, which was great. Nathaniel as King George, by the way, is fantastic.
I also love, I think it happens twice in the song. The first time is my favorite when they say, man, 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 and they do like shoulder shimmies.
No, they don't do shoulder shimmies. They are flexing. So as you notice when they like, at the end, they're like, flex, flex again. And I was like, all women, and I don't know why this has been a thing, ever since I was a kid, whenever you do a male imitated voice, you all do this like overly deep, you like puff your chest out and you usually flex around, you're like, I'm a man, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's not how we talk most of the time. But for some reason, that's how you imitate us. And it's been like a thing.
One time we saw one man do it, and then we applied it to all of them.
3.6 billion men. So like that actually was a perfect call out of that like, man flex, eat steak, arr.
Yeah.
No, I want steak. Listen.
Do you want to eat wings, burp, fart, and snore?
Also, I was so disappointed that is what the stereotype was going to be. Because I was definitely expecting all men just do nothing but sit around, eat wings, watch sports, and fart. Like, I was surprised that it was porn that they went to as opposed to sports. Because usually the let's generalize about men is eat wings and sports.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe the sports was implied with
with the wings. Totally fair.
Okay, wow.
Also, I had this question asked about men from women, but like, how come men always assume that women don't want to have sex? And I was like, because the generalization is always that all we want to do is have sex, and it's said in a negative context. So logically, if you're hitting us for that, it kind of makes sense that we would assume, well, that's not a thing you're interested in. Kind of like the conversation I had with you, like, you guys always hit us for watching porn, but then you read books that are porn, which is kind of weird since you're always mocking us for watching porn.
I mean, it's different because of the objectification, but yes. I mean, I watch porn.
I'm saying...
like real porn, not just book porn.
But like, that is a thing that women constantly complain about, even though it's a constant thing that women are reading these dirty books.
I did do a bunch of research about the site that I watch porn on to make sure that it's not objectifying women, but it's cool.
That's the most woman thing I've ever heard.
Thanks.
Well played, by the way. I'm going to ask all of my male friends, how much research, and when I see research, I don't mean looking for what you're looking for. I mean...
the washing machine porn that you're looking for.
Oh, that's great.
How
do you do porn without objectifying a woman?
Well, I mean, objectify is hard because, like, porn is all about objectification of men and women.
Yeah.
It's some of it's like the framing. Like, I'm not super interested in watching porn that's designed for the male gaze because it's not for me.
That's fair because you don't have a male gaze.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. All right. Cool.
Like, I don't need to watch a woman give a dude with a giant dick a blowjob for 20 minutes. That's not into that.
Fair enough.
Not that there's anything wrong. If that's your thing, that's fine. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Oh shit, that's amazing. Yeah, no. So like, that whole thing was quite hilarious.
I love that Paula had to make a sign at the office because people would not stop asking her. People, specifically Maya, but I have to assume other people.
I'm assuming it's a lot of people have been at. And obviously we would all go to Paula because Paula is the person who knows Rebecca the most. So I thought everybody's reaction in this episode was great. Loved where we got to. And then Nathaniel. Mm-hmm. I've never been more disappointed in Nathaniel. And this includes when he basically just relentlessly attacks Josh.
I think he's disappointed in himself.
He should be. His father should be extremely disappointed with him. And now I agree with the senior. Yeah, you need to stop taking man naps. You need to check your testosterone. What the fuck happened to you?
He ordered a call girl to try to make Rebecca jealous.
That is fine. I have no issues with that. You ordered artisanal fruit and flowers and sent her a bunch of girly stuff?
Artisanal bath salts.
And pears. What? Who are you? What? He has become the man that like women want men to be, but no real man is. Like, he's acting weird now.
He doesn't know how to do this.
No one should.
Well, and apparently he's also, like, bad. He told Rebecca, like, Rebecca immediately found out that it was a call girl.
Well,
that, like, ruins the whole thing.
Well, also, she came in and said, I'm his date, and Nathaniel needs me to have you see what I look like. Like, the whole thing was stupid. What are we doing here? Like, he's not even good at this?
She also, like, she looked way too young.
What does that mean?
I wasn't into her. She wasn't that pretty.
I mean, she was attractive. What do you mean by way too young?
She just looked, I mean, I know she wasn't, but she looked like a teenager to me.
Huh.
I didn't like it.
Well, she's not for you. She was attractive.
And then he sent her home.
Well, the whole point was not to go on a date, yeah. Well, it wasn't a call girl. It was a casting call.
Okay, he hired an actress.
He had an actress. Which, like, what? Why is he this, like, weak, pining, pathetic man now all of a sudden? What happened?
I don't think he knows.
I'm so confused. I just...
And then he got a boner at Rebecca's house.
No, that makes sense because of how she, like, kind of sultry walked up on him. Like, that's not...
In front of Banana, the boy that called him out for it being a banana.
I mean, that's actually a compliment.
Yeah.
Because he said you didn't need to stuff the banana in your pants. Also, did he run there? Or did he drive there and make himself look like he ran there?
That's a great question.
Because he was sweaty, so he might have run there.
Yeah, and apparently he lives all the way across town.
Also, Rebecca clocking that immediately is so bizarre. Like, that is such a salient moment for her in a way that I've never seen her, other than, like, the random, like, snap in. And she's very distracted right now.
Her delivery of...
I'm the king of...
I'm the king of I just happen to be here. The way that she says that, I was like, holy shit.
Like, it is so weird to see him be her to Josh, basically, is like where we're at right now.
Well, and I didn't really think about it until she said it, but the way that she said, like, I just happened to be here sounds more like what her voice usually sounds like. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if she was still going for, like, villain voice here.
She was. Like, she's going for the Sharon Stone basic instinct.
But she definitely, I was like, wow, that's, like, it's, like, incredibly self-aware.
Yeah.
In a way that, like, doesn't quite make sense for the like what's happening in this episode.
But it's very much like when she gets into the fight with Paula. And she's like, well, I mean, yeah, I'm usually the person who does the bad thing. It's like, wait, so you know, you're like aware that you do all these bad things.
You know that you do that.
It is, also, I remember there was a previous episode where you had kind of described her as like fierce and powerful, and it feels like this episode is her trying to pretend to be that woman. Mm-hmm. This, like, you know, very fierce, femme fatale, and you're just like, this is so blatantly fake. This is almost similar to when she had that makeover for Miss Douche, and you're like,
no, yeah, and the contrast of, like, being the femme fatale and your idea being to send him poop cupcakes.
Yeah,
she didn't even want to make the poop into the cupcakes.
Just poop,
which maybe would make him eat them.
Yeah. I mean, for one, would you assume someone sent you poop cupcakes?
No, but I'm a lot smarter than Josh.
Fair. Just saying, I would also assume someone was sending me poop cupcakes.
I also wouldn't eat cupcakes that said that they were from Jesus on my doorstep. Which, like, I, like, sort of wanted to laugh at Rebecca, but I'm like, that might work.
I hated how stupid that was. I was like, that could work. It shouldn't work.
It might.
But it might. And Father Bob be like, why did you think Jesus sent you cupcakes? Yeah. No, that's...
because I agreed to join the priesthood, so he was sending me a gift.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Did like her dark hair with the lipstick look.
Yeah, I love that dress.
Yeah.
Her boobs look great in that dress.
100%. You should just dress like that all the time.
Daniel could not stop looking at them.
Oh, same.
They were having that conversation. Same.
It very much reminded me of when my wife walked down the first time in her dress, and, like, you just see my eyes go, holy shit. She's like them? I was like, I do. I've made my choice, though I will not be looking up for the rest of the time. Nathaniel was like, I was like, yeah, no, I get it. It's fair.
Yep.
Also, like that for a second, he cut off the dumbass moment in the conference room. He's like, we're done with this. Everyone get out. I was like, hey, you remembered you're the boss. But then forgot he was the boss when he lets her just take the broom and sends him out. And what does she say?
She tells him to walk slowly so she can, like, admire his butt. But he covers his butt with his hands so she can't see it.
Yeah, I never want to hear any more discussion about what is
sexual harassment in the workplace.
Like,
this office is a disaster.
I mean, especially if Karen is the HR person, like we suspect.
Yeah, that's also a disaster.
Their
HR person tried to sell them sex toys as a woman named Angelique.
Yep, that happened.
Yep.
That's not okay. What'd you think about the whole, I'm going to create a sex tape to get revenge?
Which
was plan B, essentially, right?
It doesn't, yes.
Yep.
It doesn't make sense on so many levels.
It was funny to see British Josh.
Of course. Like, a casting call, it's a funny, concept. But I think Paula, as she explains later, like, she was hoping Rebecca would realize, but, like, this doesn't...
Like, let's say what scenario does this work? Like, let's say they create the video, they release it to the world sees Josh and Rebecca having sex, who everyone knew was together, and that he screamed, "I hate Jesus," which happened prior to him going into the priesthood. So...
And somehow happens organically during sex that he says he hates Jesus.
That's how men talk during sex.
Of course. Yeah, I guess it's like they'll show it to the like monastery and they'll be like, "I'm sorry, you can't be a priest now. You hate Jesus."
Also, for the most part, if we're talking about which gender, go back to the patriarchy, gets judged more on a sex tape, it's never the man.
Yeah, especially, I mean, they did happen to find an actor that looked exactly like Josh, but the odds were that they weren't going to find
that was a happy accident.
That looked exactly like Josh.
But it's okay, because any Asian will do. I heard a lot of Naomi in that conversation.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was waiting for Oriental to come out. Yeah. The plan didn't make a ton of sense, and it seemed like everyone knew the plan didn't make sense.
Yeah. I mean, Paula just kept telling them, like, go along with it, she'll figure it out.
What about Rebecca in the 2 seasons that we've seen have implied that she will ever just figure it out and not go down the crazy path?
Well, I think that, like, that's kind of the point that, like, Rebecca gets to. She didn't, like, she wanted to be self-destructive. She didn't care.
Yeah, but why didn't Paula see that?
I don't know.
Rebecca's never once come off a crazy plan. Also, doesn't this violate their contract?
Yeah, for sure.
She specifically said, "I'm not going to help you with this crazy shit anymore," and then does it.
Yeah. I mean, Paula said that she wanted to help with it, so, like, I don't know if that nullifies the contract, but I don't know.
Yeah, so...
Their friendship contract is gone. It's out the window.
Thrown out the window.
Got it. Done.
Disappointing backslide for Paula, but it is what it is. Also, this wasn't really touched on again, but really great when they're in the conference room, and Valencia's like, "Yeah, so, like, you know, we're going to push him down the stairs, and there's going to be a dead body down there, and he's going to come in, and I'm like, I love how... Because we've seen this... in the episode where they break into Anna's place, about Valencia has, like, a crazy dark side that we don't touch on very often, but you're like, there's some deep-seated rage in there somewhere.
Good thing Paula and Valencia aren't trying to plan something. Like, I think that they'd get arrested or something. Or they wouldn't, because no one would ever know.
If Valencia and Paula really wanted to hurt Josh, he's in trouble.
Yeah. This was, like, excellent imagery. At one point, I think it's when Rebecca leaves the hotel finally and goes to the grocery store in her bathrobe.
This is during the end of Where's Rebecca Bunch.
Yes. She steps on a soft pretzel and breaks it in half.
Yeah.
And, like, pretzels represent Rebecca's dreams and West Covina. Like, because in the opening song, West Covina, she, like, sits in a pretzel and there's pretzels everywhere. And I just thought that was, like, excellent imagery. And it is not the last time that we will have pretzel imagery in the show.
And the reason that her dreams are crushed is because despite the fact that she moved to West Covina, she moved here for Josh, and Josh rejected her.
Josh left her.
And let me be reminded that we were both talking as if Rebecca seemed like she was kind of done with Josh.
Done? What do you mean? Oh,
like,
now?
Like, well, no, I mean, like, she was imbumpatent. She was having feelings for Nathaniel. She didn't seem like she was all that sure about this. Were we misreading that? And in reality, she is still head over heels about Josh?
No, it's the letting go of the pedestal. Like she doesn't... And I actually think it's interesting the way that it's, like, juxtaposed against what's going on with Paula, too. But, like, Rebecca's, like, afraid to have real feelings, so she, like, created a person that doesn't exist. Sure. And it's hard to let go of that. Because, like, then you might have to have real feelings about something.
But what's weird is that, like, Josh rejected her once before and she didn't do this. Now, smaller scale rejection, but he broke up with her.
Yeah.
And she had her little meltdown, but it wasn't to this degree.
You mean, yeah, like earlier in season 2? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, he didn't leave her at the altar. Like,
yes, smaller scale.
I mean, like, it's, like, a lot of things happened that were Rebecca's fault, but, like, leaving a person at the altar fucking sucks. Like, that sucks. Oh, yeah. Like, I would be mad if someone left me at the altar. And I, like, hopefully in hindsight would be thankful that they, like, decided to end it before we got married.
Well, it's like Valencia's situation. It doesn't feel good to have to break up, but, like, even if it, in hindsight, is the right move, it sucks to go through.
Yeah. But yeah. I love that Valencia is now planning things, but apparently she's having trouble getting a job because Josh left Rebecca at the altar.
I have the odd feeling there might be more to that. That, like, it might not be that Josh left her at the altar. It might be that people saw you're a crazy person.
But some people want that for their wedding planning.
Some, but not everyone.
That's true. It's true. But she could also plan things that aren't weddings.
100%. She can plan parties and things. Also, I love at the end when Valencia is the one who comes up with the idea to sue Josh. And Paula, like, takes it and runs with it. Which is funny because that's a very common thing that I hear women complain about that men do.
Yeah,
like, a woman will say a thing, a man says the same thing. They'll be like, Scott, great idea, love it, buddy. And the woman's like, I was the fucking one who said it. In this case, it's just Paula does it. And Valencia's like,
Am I here?
Did I die?
Did anyone hear me?
I know, it was so great.
And no one responds to her.
I was like, did Valencia die?
Which is one thing for Paula not to respond, but for, like, Heather or even Rebecca not to respond.
It was so weird. And I was like, why are they just freezing out Valencia here?
And I understand that, like, Valencia maybe said it, like, sort of as a joke, and Paula is the one that, like, actually knows how to sue Josh. Or Rebecca does, but
I'm gonna offer you a more insidious reading of this. They all think she's stupid.
Yeah, no, they definitely do.
And they don't think that she could have come up with an idea that smart.
That's fair.
So the moment that the smart one says it, they're like, obviously, because Heather is smart, Rebecca is smart, even if she's emotionally stupid, and Paula's smart.
Yeah, I mean, I think...
Valencia even has to say, I'm not dumb, you just have a bunch of obscure references, so she knows they think she's dumb.
I don't know that they would think that Heather is smart. I mean, I think that Heather is smart, but she has a lot of things about her that, like she's flighty and she can't finish school. And...
Yeah, but that's more or less about character, less about intelligence. Like, I think they know she could if she wanted to.
Kinesiology, that's college for Jim.
Great. It's great. Also, what a great fake out when we get Dr. Akopian.
Oh, you were so disappointed.
I was.
Like, the disappointment on your face was palpable.
Because I literally was like, let's fucking go! No! But, I mean, like, well played. Like, that's actually the right move.
I love that they're both therapists.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. They probably can be each other's therapist.
One of my like favorite things, Paula trying to say the word dignity while she was drunk, which was a truly excellent piece of acting, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's like kind of hard to pretend like you're drunk, and then I was like, maybe they are drunk.
No. But you probably have to really remember what it's like to be drunk. I want to talk about Let's Generalize About Men.
Okay.
How much of that song is accurate, would you say?
Well, I mean, it depends. Like, when you're upset, it often feels like that for the reasons that I described before. Mm-hmm. Or not even like all men are like this, but like men didn't do anything to stop this.
Which is
I mean, it depends on what you're talking about for it to like apply.
Sure.
But
It's Raining Men. That's the song it was. I don't know why I kept having Let's Get Physical, but yeah.
I mean, I think the music video is a little Let's Get Physical for sure.
It could
like
be.
The costumes.
I mean, it's that 80s big hair, wild costumes look for sure. But the tune is very much It's Raining Men. Like, now that I hear it, it is absolutely...
It's raining men, hallelujah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like, yes, women do that for sure.
It reminds me...
Not all the time, and not all women probably, but...
Not all the time, but I'm sure every woman has vented at some point to her female friends about men.
Well, of course, but like it's also different to vent about something that happened to you that a man did to you to your friends.
I know.
And generalize it to all
I mean, like,
men.
when they rant, it's like, oh, I can't stand it when men do this. Or, like that kind of ranting. Not like a... Because there's a difference between, like, I am mad at X because he did X, which is, like, a targeted, and more or less like, oh, like, you go on a bad date. I hate dating men. You're like, it's that kind of ranting, where it's a very general rant.
I actually... This is, like, sort of embarrassing, but fine. When I was in high school... and my high school boyfriend broke up with me. I was like really sad and I was crying, and my mom came home and she brought me flowers, which was really nice. And then she was trying to comfort me, I think. And she said, men are really stupid. It's always like this. And then I just cried harder. So, yeah, it's ingrained in us from our mothers, apparently. Roger is speechless. He doesn't even know what to say.
Somehow this is a man's fault. I don't know how exactly yet, but I hear you. Because, let's generalize about men. No, I think that's... What's funny is that, like, I often generalize. I'm like, teenage boys are stupid. You know how I know they're stupid? Because I was a teenage boy once. I was fucking stupid. They were stupid when my father was a teenage boy, when my grandfather was a teenage boy. They're going to be stupid in 20 years. You know why? Teenagers are fucking dumb. They're allowed to be dumb. They're teenagers. Of course they're stupid. Now, the difference is that 25-year-old boys are also stupid. 35-year-old men, still dumb. We learn how to hide it a little bit better. I promise you we're still really dumb. 45-year-old men, oh yeah, we're dumb. Like, if I say ladder to you, what does that mean?
Ladder?
Yeah. Like, what do you think of?
Like the noun ladder with 2 Ds?
Like the object.
A ladder that you climb.
Mm-hmm. To do what?
Work that needs to be done. Like cleaning the gutters.
Yep. Like a very logical, straightforward, whereas like me and my guy friends go, ooh, we could jump off that.
No. You want to jump off a ladder now, Roger?
Do I want to? Yes. Should I do that? No. Will that stop me? Who knows? Depends on the day.
I can't even jump up 2 steps on a staircase, so I definitely shouldn't be jumping off ladders.
And like, I was talking to a friend of mine, she was like, I don't understand why my brother like saw this thing and immediately tried to jump off of it, and immediately my brain went, well, how high was it? It's just there is some, I want to do it. Yeah, really good song, really funny. It also applies to a show like this with those 4 women who are very much exaggerated stereotypes. Like you think about like Paula is the stereotypical housewife, Heather's the stereotypical kind of like burnout friend, Valencia is kind of your stereotypical bitch, and then Rebecca is your literally stereotypical crazy ex-girlfriend. So like it actually fits all 4 of them very well. I also love, they were making fun of that whole concept in itself. But towards they talk about gay men, which I thought was a great, like, well, no, not them. They're great. As long as you like other men, you do none of these things.
They're never mean. Just sassy.
Just sassy. And I'm like, you don't think there are gay men who act just like straight men? But funny. Second thing, but wait, I have sons. Your sons are going to be rapists. And then Paul at the end being like, I don't know that I want to celebrate that.
Yeah, I know, that was very funny.
It was great. And I'm like, because... And I've made a similar thing. It was like, there's a reason guys don't trust other guys. If you have a daughter, you no longer trust men. Gotta suck as a woman to be like, oh, yeah, all the patriarchy makes boys rapists. Well, what about your sons? Ooh, well, no, they're different.
Well, I don't know that she agrees that they're different. I think that's the fear that she has at the end of the song. I actually think it's really interesting, like, the let's talk about gay men for a second. Mm-hmm. Like, a B plot in this episode is 2 gay men in which one of them says, my friends all say I'm judgy, but I never listen to them or care what they say because they're all stupid idiots.
Though what is funny about that is that we are pointing out the absurdity of stereotyping them, and that is White Josh, but he's also right.
Yeah.
Like, his friends are idiots.
Well, Greg wasn't an idiot.
No, but Greg does idiotic things.
Yeah.
Like, for the most part, Greg is an irresponsible drunk.
But yeah, Josh and Hector are idiots.
And like, Daryl is ridiculous and over-exaggerated. Like, for the most part, when White Judge is being judgy, he's right. Like, it's very rare that we're like, oh, yeah, I was wrong.
But to just never listen to them is a little...
But what do they say that's correct for the most part?
He doesn't know.
Because he never listens. But we've heard them, and we're like,
Well, also, he's been friends with these dudes since high school. They're not 16-year-old stupid boys anymore, presumably. But he wouldn't know because he doesn't listen.
Okay. Let us remember that Josh is one of his friends.
Yeah.
How much would you listen to Josh?
You think she respects you?
And how much would you listen to Hector?
There's one rule, Hector.
Just one rule! Like, maybe Greg. Greg, when he's in, could be locked in and you get some advice. I also don't know how much we rarely ever see Greg tell White Josh what to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, their relationship was always a little bit more normal. Definitely wouldn't listen to Rebecca because he can't stand her. So,
yeah.
Also, last point for me on that song. If you remember back to the Burning Man episode, where, remember when they kind of worked themselves up and then decide to pee on the equipment? And I was like, this is that very classic, like, two girls are mad about the same guy and they kind of spin themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is this song, pretty much that, like, spinning themselves up into like a, we hate them all, and like Paula's going through her thing. Heather isn't really going through a thing, but she's just joining in on the fun. Valencia's still processing. So it's like, it was a perfect, like, the three of them just spinning each other up into a rage.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, this is exactly what happens.
Yeah. Is that not do men not do that too?
Not
Mike Birbiglia has a pretty funny bit about that.
I mean, men definitely have a generalization component. Like, that is for sure a thing. It isn't the same spin you up and I hate all men. It's more so like, oh yeah, my wife won't let me go out with her. I know, why does my wife never let me have any fun? Like, it's more of a whiny complaint. Like, it's less about like a rage, but it's more so like, women, like, they're going to be crazy. Or, yeah, women, they never really want you to have fun. They would rather you do it. Or like, you ever heard the honey-do list?
Oh, A
very classic thing I've heard from many older men. Like, oh yeah, the moment you get retired, there's just a honey-do list of things for you to do. Like, it's like more of a stereotype, like, assume these actions are going to happen. Like, I've told you the Yes Dear story. There's a man, it was years ago, I was like in my 20s or something, and this guy was getting just read the riot act by his wife, and all he was saying was, yes dear, yes dear, yes dear, and she was just berating him. Don't know what the context of the story was. And this happens for like a good minute in the checkout line. And he looks at me, because I'm just watching this in horror, like, oh my God, this looks awful. And he's like, the two most important languages I learned in my relationship was just saying yes dear. And he says this while she's reading him the riot act and looks me dead in the face and just responds with, yes, dear. It didn't matter. She was just reading him the riot act. I mean, I'm not going to say them on camera, but we have a couple friends that is a very real scenario that can happen.
I can see that.
So, yeah. Men generalize for sure. I'm not going to pretend women don't. It's just different.
I had a thought that left me. It left my brain.
What was it about?
It was about generalizing about men, I think, but it's fine.
You know what I would love to know? What do gay men generalize about?
Well, I think the lesson we were supposed to have learned is that everyone is different.
No, what I'm saying is...
like, what do they stereotype about straight people?
Exactly. So, like, when a group of women get together, they do this. When a group of men do that. Okay, when a group of gay men get together, what is their generalization take on us?
That's a great... stupid straight people problem.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I'm sure they have a view on like straight relationships. They're like, you fucking straights are the worst. Straight's okay is a running joke I've heard for the last few years.
I love that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about White Josh and Daryl while we are here?
Yeah. I feel like at the beginning I was supposed to be on White Josh's side, and I was. But then in therapy, Daryl won me over.
He did.
In a way that I didn't expect.
I think it's because I didn't think that... Okay, Daryl is more self-aware than we give him credit for. Mm-hmm. Self-aware and aware of, like, the subtext of a situation.
Yes.
And it, like, hadn't really occurred to me that White Josh was doing what he described, but
Agreed.
He was.
He was. And I didn't think about it that way. But you're right, he was being... And, like, I don't even think he was being malicious about it. I think he was just being himself. Which is, he is very judgmental, and he is... Like, when Daryl says, like, I'm a catch, I'm like... Wow, what an arrogant... No, he's actually right on this one. Like, this is totally okay to say that you can't just dismiss me.
Especially because Daryl is self-aware and knows that he's kind of ridiculous, but he's like...
But he's enthusiastic, which is... Yeah. That is... And like you said, you knew this about me. Yeah. I didn't drop this on you. You chose this. And White Josh is like, you're right, I did.
Yeah.
Like, it was a very... Because that could have definitely gone a different path, but, like, they went the right... Oh, no, you're actually being a dick here. Even though I think he's right about, like, you can't force the baby talk on me.
Of course.
It is totally fair to be like, yeah, but you can't just ask Daryl to be something that he's not when you knew this going in.
Yeah. Well, and I think that it's really fair. Like, it's not fair to make someone have a baby with you and just, like, never shut up about it. But also, Josh was just so dismissive of it. Like, he was just like, well, you're ridiculous. This is a ridiculous thing that you're doing, so I'm not going to even...
I'm not even willing to have the conversation and have a deep thought about it because it's so you, to do that. Even though, oddly enough, Nathaniel mentions it's one of those you things again. And he's like, oh, what are... So it's like he isn't entirely aware of all the me things that he does. And also, some of the things that White Josh described, you changed your name to White Feather because, like... Bro, what are you...
Oh, no.
So, like, he's not wrong that you are ridiculous.
Those are my people.
Or, I actually like him. He's like, I'm the owner. Well, I'm the... Okay, there's a very successful law firm. It's like, yeah, you're not the owner anymore, buddy.
I also was thinking about that, because I remember the, like, 1/8 Chippewa.
Mm-hmm.
It is so... It so fits in with, like, Daryl's... Like, Chippewa isn't even a real tribe. It's a word that white people made up because they can't say Ojibwa.
Yep. You right. You right.
Yeah, I actually appreciated that. I thought that was interesting. And I'm, like, really curious where they're going to go now.
I think... having a different therapist for this made sense.
Yeah.
Because you can do a fresh story with that. Because I feel like if we see female Dr. Akopian, we're going to just think Rebecca.
Yeah.
So it was smart to actually... Is his name Naveed or David?
I don't know.
I thought it was Naveed. That's why I wrote
Yeah, that sounds right.
But yeah, so I think that was a really smart thing. I'm very curious to see where they go with this because Daryl already has a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And White Josh might not want a child, though he's pretty good with... What's her name? They say it in this episode, too. That's really bad. It's a sweet name, too.
Madison.
Thank you, Madison. So, like, he's good with kids. Doesn't mean he necessarily wants kids, but, like, it's not like he's, like, oh, my God, these repulsive little things.
And also, like...
Also, Daryl keeps saying, have a baby. Like, he does know he's not going to birth a kid, right?
He knows.
I'm not always sure with him.
I also thought it was incredibly sweet when White Josh comes in wearing that anteater costume. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you were right. Like, I'm selling these things. Like, I've been sitting on this for 2 years doing nothing. And you did it in, like, an afternoon. And this costume makes people buy shit. It's great. Thank you.
Anteater is the perfect name. Perfect name.
The tongue on that anteater costume is out of control.
That's a nice way of saying disgusting.
It's out of control.
Yeah. That's the end of my likes.
What if Arthur had a tongue like that?
Arthur from the old Arthur Aardvark show?
Yeah.
No. Not okay.
Have you ever seen the original drawings where he looked more like an anteater?
And you know why they changed them? Because he was creepy.
It was creepy and weird, and we didn't like it.
I do have some dislikes. I mean, now I will say a lot of these dislikes are appropriate dislikes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I feel that way a lot.
Yeah. Let's first talk about, look, Daryl, I totally understand why you want to have a kid, but you can't just keep forcing it in every conversation. That's just not cool.
Yeah.
Like, that's like Scott trying to force in sex in every conversation. Like, you just got to let somebody get to where they get into it. Now, I think there's a reasonable amount of time, like we talked about Valencia and Josh. Like, you can't force him into asking you to propose, but it's also not fair for him to expect you to wait 10 plus years.
Yeah.
There's a balance that has to be respected on both sides.
Well, and like, asking to have a serious conversation about something is not the same as making protein bars into a metaphor about parenting.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, that's not actually having a conversation. It's not helpful.
That's me forcing this topic on you.
It's like you're trying to force that, like, see, you're already a parent because you have made protein bars.
This is like when the people at work ask me, well, what if your wife changes her mind? Are you ready to have a kid? And I'm like, I think I know my wife better than you since you've never met her, but thanks for the warning. This is a thing that has happened to me on multiple occasions.
I know. Yeah. I mean, people have been telling me I'll change my mind for a long time in my life.
Which is fascinating that, like, you know me better than me? Okay, well, thanks for the info. Any other poignant insights you could give me into my subconscious? Do I even like football? What if I start hating football because I used to like eggs and I no longer like eggs? Maybe I hate football and my mom now.
Maybe you only like football because the women who generalize about men told you that you should like football.
I was told once when I was younger the only reason I like football is because my mom likes football.
Well, and in some ways, I think I was talking to a friend about this because she wanted to have a baby, and she was like, "Do I only want to have a baby because society told me that I should have a baby?" And I was like, "I mean, maybe, but that's part of who you are now. It doesn't matter if it was incepted by the patriarchy."
So I think there's a thing where I think we confuse or conflate, whatever you want to say, about we actually kind of talked about this with the Josh debate about going to be a priest. You're always going to get outside influences on why you choose things. It's impossible to not. But I've had influences my entire life about, you're going to be a great dad. And I'm like, I don't want to be a dad. It is very clear on the things that you do and you don't want to do. Now, there's a lot of things in life we're neutral about, and that's fine. But I've had show recommendations from you where you're like, you should watch this show. And I'm like, yeah, I don't like it. Yeah, the whole world was telling me Game of Thrones is the greatest thing on earth. And I was like, I don't fucking give a shit. At some point, you either do want it or you don't. And yes, if the world says you like Game of Thrones and you watched it and you liked it, you just like Game of Thrones. Yeah. It's not just because the world has told you a thing. And it's also, isn't that what the fun part of life is figuring out what other people do and then you figure out if it's for you?
Sure. I didn't love, I think it's, I hope that we get more, and I think it's an interesting, but wow, all the shit that Paula's making Scott do, not great.
Yeah.
Signing in, taking 3 lie detector tests from a lie detector. Where did she even get that?
Great question. I will say, when you explained it as, well, she's just not ready, and so she's using this as a barrier to entry. I think the one that bothered me the most were trust rules. Because and I've always had this, and I've heard this from old friends. They're like, I'm not gonna get serious with the guy for 6 months because that's how I know that he's really not trying to deceive me. And I'm like, hey, that's not how trust works.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell you this, but if you have to make a rule to convince someone that they're not deceiving you, you're lying to yourself. Trust can't be earned. It's either given or it can be broken. But if you don't trust someone, it doesn't matter how many things they do, you don't trust them.
Oh, that's interesting. I think that what you were describing is faith, and I think that's different than trust. I think you can earn trust.
I don't think you can earn trust if you don't actually trust someone. So they can be neutral, where someone has earned your trust. But if someone has truly betrayed you and you don't trust them, it doesn't really matter how many things they do. You either do and you're able to move past it, or you're not. It's not going to be about the things they do. It's about how you feel.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I also don't know if I have a personal experience to back that up.
In the cheating, for example, being this one. If you really don't trust your partner, it doesn't matter how many times they don't sleep with someone. You're concerned with it or not. You have to get over it on your own. Yeah, I guess. And rules aren't going to add anything.
No, the rules wouldn't. Okay, if I were Paula in this situation, trust wouldn't be as much of an issue for me here because he told her about it right away.
Sure.
If he slept with Tanya for a year, I would not be able to trust him again. Because that's about the lying and not the cheating.
Sure, because the trust was broken.
Yeah.
I think it is totally real to be concerned that this happened in the first place.
Of course, you want to make sure that the scenario that caused that doesn't happen again.
But that's the thing, is that because he did the thing that makes you trust him now, you're fine. But if that wasn't enough, it's not enough. It doesn't really matter what other rules you put in place. There has to be a thing that, me and my father agree on nothing in life. The one thing I've always agreed with him on, though, if you don't trust your partner to have an affair, you might as well leave. Proof is irrelevant. Because it doesn't matter whether you check their phone or you check their email. The problem is that you don't trust them.
Yeah.
You have to have a fundamental, and maybe that's very close to faith. Because the reality is, proof doesn't change anything. You just have to believe that person will not do that to you.
Well, and because, not cheating on you is not something that you could prove that they didn't do. You can't prove a negative.
You can only prove that you didn't find out about it.
Yeah.
So that's why, to be fair, trust is for the most part faith. It is not a thing that you can prove. You can't prove someone is trustworthy because a con man can be better than you.
Of course.
Then you can't prove it.
But it doesn't. I don't know. If you think about it in a work context, and it's not. It is for someone working from neutral to trust, not from betrayal to trust.
Yep.
But I don't just trust someone to do something the first time I assign it to
Totally
them.
fair.
So I give them safe things to do to see if they can do them.
Absolutely. But the thing is, all that does is give you enough faith in the future to believe they will do the thing.
Yeah.
They can still let you down.
I guess it also is about ability and not about
Character.
Yeah.
I mean, some of ability can be character because
Of
it's
course.
whether or not you
Yeah.
prioritize
Yes.
what I'm asking you. But yeah, all of that is mostly like, hey, you've shown me enough quality work over time that I can now trust you with this thing to do. But they can still fuck it up.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, I fucked that one up.
Well, and largely for me, a big piece of it is like, I need to trust that you'll ask a question when you have it. Or like I need to know that you know the kind of things that you need to
and
ask
testing
about.
ability makes a little bit more sense though,
Yeah.
because it's like it's tangible.
Yeah.
Like I trust my receivers that I coach. I know you know how to run the routes. I know how to catch it. That's very different than like trusting who you are as an individual and like the actions you're going to take, because
Yeah.
it's just different.
Well, and I mean, a very good point that you have made many times. Paula almost did this too, and they aren't talking about that at all.
Yeah, and what I think, problem number one is that we don't talk about Paula getting close. Problem number two is that we're not talking about the scenario that caused this. And again, it's not to excuse Scott. It's that we just haven't touched on the fact that you did fuck up too.
Yeah.
You just fucked up in a bigger way.
Well, and I was just talking to someone about this yesterday. The movie The Drama that came out this year with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson.
Just talking yesterday about this. This is weird.
It's, I mean, I won't fully spoil it here, but like the concept of the movie is they're supposed to share the worst thing that they've ever done. There's 4 people. 3 of them share
What they have done.
and
she shares what she thought about.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at least one of the things that the people have done is bad.
Yes.
Like, it's very
And
bad.
the question is it worse to have done the thing, or is it worse to have planned a thing that is worse, but didn't actually happen?
If she had done it, it would have been
Way
the worst
worse.
thing that had
100%.
happened.
And that was a very fascinating question that we
Yeah.
were actually talking about yesterday, after you were gone, oddly enough. And
maybe maybe I was still there. Maybe I was talking to Celeste about it.
it was me, Chad, and...
Okay.
Maybe you were... No, it was me, Chad, and Rebecca, and... I was in West Covina yesterday, and I was talking to Rebecca. Anyway, so I think that whole thing about, like, we are still dancing around the real part of the conversation that needs to happen that just hasn't happened yet. Like, Scott and Paula need to go to therapy. Yeah. And I need a real conversation about all of the encompassing things.
Yes, they need to go... Maybe Navit Akopian is a couples therapist, and what is Dr. Akopian's first name?
Ooh, I don't know. Doctor, obviously. Other thing, okay, so... And
Noelle.
Not what I would have guessed. There's another interesting piece about the Paula Scott thing that I just didn't think we were going to go to. So I thought Paula, when she was kind of doing the third test, was having an insecurity about Tanya. About like, oh, you think Tanya's prettier than me, and, you know, you find her more attractive, and you still talk to her. And then she actually gets turned on by the idea of being the, like, harlot affair person.
Yeah, I mean, Heather nailed it when 100%. She was like, you know that he was attracted to Tanya.
Yeah.
So if you can be Tanya, you know that he will be attracted to you. But it's interesting that it's, like, obvious that Scott is attracted to her.
That's the weird thing, though, is that, like, if Scott had been showing lack of attraction to Paula, that makes sense to us. But, like, where did Paula pick up that? Like, I guess maybe this is her way of saying he didn't cheat on me because of anything that I did. He's cheating because he also finds her attractive, which might be a way of her coping that, like, this isn't any of my fault.
Yeah.
It is actually possible.
Scott's very earnest answers to the lie detector test were, like, I loved it.
Yeah.
Because like, when she's like, do you think Tanya's attractive? He's like, I mean, I did the thing. Like, yes.
I have to admit, I've never been in this scenario of, like, the person who has cheated, and, like, but, like, there would be a line where I'm like, either you trust me or you don't.
Yeah.
I'm done with this.
Yeah.
Like, this is nonsense. Like, look, I'm totally fine with the sleeping on the couch until you're ready, because those are, like, reasonable things, but, like, all of this nonsense is, like, I'm not signing in like a child.
Yeah.
Like, this is not attendance at school.
Well, especially because it's also one thing to be like, let me know if you're, like, gonna come home late, and, like, which is reasonable for a variety of things.
That's
like,
just what you should do
need me
in
to make
general.
dinner?
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Now,
we
can
have
you go
children.
up to the bar with Tanya anymore? No.
Yeah.
I think you lose that privilege, and rightfully so.
Yeah. And it obviously is hard because she's like, do you still talk to Tanya? And he's like, sometimes I have to. We work at the same place.
I desperately want Tanya and Paula to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Because Tanya knew.
Yeah, she did.
So I'm like, interesting.
And she thinks Paula's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Also,
so here's the interesting part. Paula is very hurt by the fact that another woman inserted herself into their relationship, which is literally what Paula was helping Rebecca do for all of season 1.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Any other dislikes for you?
Rebecca lies to Paula about Robert.
That's tough. And now, this is obviously a little bit more serious than just lying about a dumb thing, because the Robert thing was a big thing. But I'm surprised that she won't open up to Paula about it.
Well, especially because, like, as you described, Paula, as her lawyer, Paula needs to know this information.
Yeah.
It's important.
It's very relevant to this case.
Like, Josh might not know because he threw away that envelope, but he's going to say, like, look into Robert. Who the fuck is Robert?
Or what if Trent shows up?
Yeah.
There's... And also, everyone keeps lying about this.
Yeah.
Other than, oddly enough, Silas. Silas is the only one who tells the truth about this. I have a couple more. Well, I guess, so related to the Rebecca lying about Paula. Paula deciding to sue Josh is absurd. On its face.
I mean, on its face, I don't think it's absurd. Because, I mean, obviously we're like a Sue Happy nation and etc.
Yeah.
But like he left her at the altar and she spent a lot of money on that wedding. Like it's not an absurd.
No one asked you to move the wedding up to 2 weeks. No one asked you to do this.
I'm not saying it's justified.
Well,
you're
saying it's justified if it's not absurd.
There's precedent, as Paula says.
There's precedent for suing McDonald's over super hot coffee. That doesn't make it not absurd.
It was really hot. That poor woman. Let's stop making fun of her.
Okay, there's precedent to sue someone when you're trying to break into their house because you fell through their roof when you were committing a crime. That doesn't make that not absurd. Yes, you're right. The woman of the McDonald's hot coffee, she justifiably won that lawsuit. No coffee needs to be that hot.
Too hot. Yeah. Employees were like, why do we make it this hot?
It shouldn't have. But you just shouldn't have a right to commit a crime or the attempt to commit a crime and then sue me successfully because my roof is damaged. You shouldn't be up there, fucker. I think my bigger issue, though, is that like the premise of it is Rebecca was caused damages by Josh. Rebecca, you literally cheated on Josh. You literally moved the wedding up from, I don't know what the original time frame was, to 2 weeks by spending an obscene amount of money. You then chose to make a DIY wedding. Like, you did all of this for yourself. Josh is not responsible for your insanity.
Yeah.
Also, Josh doesn't have any money. Like,
I know.
What are you going to get out of that?
Nothing.
Just to hurt him?
I don't know what they think they're going to get out of that.
Other than, and Rebecca's just going to get embarrassed. That's the only thing that's going to happen out of this.
Yeah.
Last thing. Speaking of things that you could actually sue for, a fake sex tape? You can have real consequences. Revenge porn has been illegal for a while, and that's essentially what that falls into.
Well, yeah, especially if you're, when she starts getting into the like, well, what are the laws in California about porn and actually having sex? Oh my God.
And that. Also, you can't just make a porn. And that's libel and slander?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you're lawyers. How did you think this was not illegal? I mean, you even thought it was not illegal for a second. I was like, what do you mean?
Well, I mean, Paula wasn't ever going to let her do it. Or what?
But Rebecca was. Yeah.
But Rebecca doesn't care. That's what is established in the episode. Yeah. She doesn't care. She wants to. She's being self-destructive on purpose.
But then the other three should have at least said these have real consequences. And I know Paula thought that maybe it wasn't going to get that far, but even the act of casting this could be potentially dangerous. Especially when now you're going to later sue. What if he's like, yeah, you actually tried to create a fake sex tape? He might have justification for leaving because you're crazy.
I thought about it, but I didn't do it.
And now we're back to, what's that movie you watched?
The Drama.
The Drama, yeah. I thought about it, but I didn't do it, so all is given? Mm-hmm. All is fair? Anything else?
Nope. Okay. Just a lot of lines.
I got 6 lines.
I have 8.
Go do 2.
Why didn't that bitch invite me to the wedding?
You told me Mrs. Hernandez didn't talk in this show.
She doesn't for the first season. I forgot that she talks after. I knew that she had the outburst, but sure. I didn't remember that.
She's been talking more.
I didn't know. I also don't know what Mrs. Hernandez's first name is.
I also don't.
when Scott, which I actually think was an interesting insight that we didn't dig into, when they're talking about the plan and the lie detectors, he says, our plan gets rid of all the guilt. It's like, oh, Scott, I don't think that's exactly how that works. You can't just like follow the steps and then you have no guilt.
I mean, if you can follow the steps and just have all the trust, why can't you follow the steps and have all the no guilt?
I mean, I think they're both learning that those things are not happening for them.
They're equally absurd. You're right. Dr. Akopian the male. I think I heard anteater. That can't be right.
That's a really good one.
He was so like, no, that wasn't a thing.
You must have this. Daryl, maybe we need help. Wait, maybe we need a therapist. White Josh. Or maybe you could just stop it.
I will use that line until the day I die. It was such a good line, and it is how I often feel, and I know I trivialize other people's problems, but like sometimes they're just bitching about a thing, and I'm like, you could just stop doing that. Yeah. Like, look, I get an alcoholic can't just stop drinking, but like, you could stop hanging out with that friend you don't like. Yeah. It's okay.
You could just stop.
You could just stop.
Yep.
Let's stay on White Josh. Yeah, my friends all say I'm judgy, but I don't listen to them or care what they think.
More precisely, my friends all say I'm judgy, but I never listen to them or care what they say because they're all stupid idiots. It's great.
Sometimes it worries me how much I relate to White Josh.
This is like almost gross. It's so cute, but when Scott and Paula are talking about Wheel of Fortune in bed, and he says, I'd like to buy a kiss.
That was adorable. Paula. Well, like, her ideas, they were so bad. They were literally crap.
That was so good.
And you're like, if you don't know, you're like, what do you mean literally crap? No, we were talking about poop.
We were. He's Filipino, about 5'8", but I'll take any Asian you have.
I didn't know Namu was in this episode. I only have one more line.
I don't have any more, actually, because we already talked about it.
So, after Rebecca's big reveal, she, like, tells them the big plan. And Heather's like, what? That's the big plan? And I felt that. I felt that at every level.
Yep. I felt it, too.
I have 3 questions.
Okay.
So, Rebecca wants to mail Josh poop. Is that legal?
I'm sure it's not. You are certainly not allowed to mail human
fecal matter, unless you're mailing it into
excrement.
Like a doctor.
Like you're not allowed to mail sperm.
Correct, because that's
or maybe you can if you have like a special license.
Yes,
but like I can't just mail.
You can't just put it in a Tupperware and send it to someone.
Yeah.
So problem. Trust questions. What questions can one answer to restore one's trust? I want to read this book. I'm very curious on this. And I just want to make sure that I saw this right. Scott and Paula had sex. At least once, maybe twice. Did she pretend and roleplay as Tanya?
I think so, yeah. It made her feel sexy.
Okay, but so she roleplayed as the affair partner, and if he was turned on by that, the thing that she was asking him just came true because she pretended to be Tanya. Or, even worse, he wasn't turned on by that, and now Paula thinks she can't turn on her husband because she's not Tanya. How does this end well?
It doesn't. I mean, it ended almost the best possible way it could when Scott said, I don't want to pretend you're Tanya.
And honestly, good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him.
Yeah. All right. Favorite moment?
The entire song. But
yeah,
specifically, your sons are going to be rapists, and then just having, you're like, I got to agree, but I don't like it. And like just her cringe pose at the end. It was so good. That song was really good. You're not kidding when you say that's going to be in my top 3 songs in the entire show.
It's also just like a banger. Like if you heard it on the radio, you'd be like, this song is great.
I mean, the song is based off of a classic song. Yeah. It's going to be no higher than 2. I already know what number 1 is.
Okay.
But it's going to be in the discussion with like Math of Love Triangles. I don't like saying Jap Battle Rap, but it is what they call it. It's in that discussion. It's a great song.
Also was right. There was no theme song in this episode.
I know. I'm so fucking... Oh, okay. Ridiculous moment added.
My other favorite moment was fake Josh.
Fake Josh was
Everything about
great.
fake Josh. Like that emo haircut, and when he like went through all the accents and then perfectly nailed Southern California. I loved it. Loved everything about
that
it.
was great. That was a great way to use the actor without bringing in the character.
Agree.
I'm assuming favorite song is the same for both of us.
Yes.
Yeah, that seemed obvious.
I do have 2 favorite lines though.
Okay. Favorite lines from the song.
One is from Let's Generalize About Men. The other one is an honorable mention from Where's Rebecca Bunch.
Okay.
Let's get super lit and not admit this is some kind of primal ritual we need now and then. It's just...
Does anyone need this, though?
You need it in your... It's primal. You need it inside.
Okay.
And my honorable mention... Nathaniel's delivery in Where's Rebecca Bunch of the Jewish chick that got dumped by the ripped Filipino.
Great.
I also love that they managed to rhyme that.
Yeah.
It was great.
Really good.
I have 3 ridiculous moments.
I now do too.
I probably had a lot, but this is what I chose.
I suffered through a full season of the worst theme song I've ever heard, and you didn't even give me the theme song.
I think we'll get it in the next episode.
We fucking better. No theme song. Ridiculous. At least it wasn't the season 2. Actually, that's my second favorite moment. No season 2 theme song.
Yep. I love it for you.
Thank you. Do you like that song?
I think it's fine. I think it's kind of annoying, and I don't need to hear it every episode, but I was fine with it the first time I heard it.
But I
thought it was funny, and I think that it fit what was happening in the season pretty
But you
well.
don't like it the way you like the season 1 theme song. But you don't hate it the way I detest it. Got it.
Yeah. The tongue on the anteater costume. It's ridiculous and terrifying, and the way that Josh has to pull it aside when he's trying to have a serious conversation with.
It was great, though. It really does capture the absurdity of that situation. Yeah, let's remember Rebecca wants to mail Josh poop.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
But to add on to that, it's also possible that could work.
Yes, that's very ridiculous.
You got to have the full context of that.
So is it ridiculous?
I mean, the act is ridiculous. The idea is actually not as ridiculous as it should be.
Yeah. Rebecca went to her office after being missing for 2 weeks and booked the conference room for a non-work meeting.
Yep. Yep. Look, I agree 100% with you about the getting left at the altar really sucks, not being able to be chosen. But, I don't want to say she's pretending, but Rebecca being sad about Josh leaving when she clearly was already being done with him at some level feels fake and ridiculous to me. It wasn't like she was head over here. This wasn't the Josh and Rebecca from season 1 where she thinks he's perfect. She already was kind of started treating him like shit. She very much was treating him as an alternative.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think she's actually mourning Josh. I think she's
Agreed.
mourning the idea of Josh and a future that she sort of like Valencia, but it's not even a future that she wanted. It's like a future that she thought she wanted.
Yeah, I feel like she's mourning not getting the moment. Like you said, she didn't get chosen.
Rebecca wanting to film a fake sex tape and make fake Josh say, "I hate Jesus."
I had no counter for that.
Yeah.
3 losers, 2 winners.
2 losers, 3 winners.
Well, that's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
First loser, Nathaniel.
Yeah, I almost put him in my ridiculous, but I just said I'm going to save it for loser. Yeah, I am so disappointed in Nathaniel. I never thought I would agree with his father, and yet seeing this Nathaniel makes me go you know what? Maybe the repressed, emotionally unavailable Nathaniel is the better version, because what we have here is a weak, pathetic, whimpering sack of shit.
Yeah, I mean, I obviously chose Nathaniel as a loser. I do think that there could be something here, to get him to be more vulnerable, but the steps along the way are embarrassing and pathetic.
I also don't love that we always characterize vulnerable as, that doesn't mean you have to be a whimpering, weak man. You can...
No, it doesn't.
But in this, he is that now, for some reason.
It was incredibly pathetic and disgusting.
I would be okay with him willing to... the way that he was vulnerable with Daryl was not this.
I also, I actually really liked watching him when he yelled at her about not texting and calling, I was like, oh, he was worried.
Yes,
about
but
her.
that felt appropriate.
Yeah, it felt
and
like real.
Yeah, like a concerned friend was like,
Yeah.
hey, I thought you were dead. That was totally fair. It's the other stuff.
Yeah.
And we've just not seen that from him.
I agree.
Who's your second loser?
Rebecca.
I mean.
I almost didn't put Rebecca because what she wanted was to mail poop to Josh, and that's what she is doing.
But that is a loss.
End of this episode, mailing poop to Josh.
I mean, yes. It's
because it's revenge.
It's illegal, and she doesn't even get to actually, like, know whether it works.
Yeah. And well, we also didn't see her actually do it. We saw her.
Sure, but I'm saying even if she does mail it, she'll never know if he ate the poop cookies.
Yeah.
That's not a thing I thought I would ever say in my life, by the way.
Poop cookies? Poop cupcakes.
Poop cupcake. That's not the point that I think needs correcting here. I'm pretty sure this is where we're going to flip. I have my third loser as Paula.
I have her neither.
Okay. Yeah, look, the process is awful.
Yeah.
Like, quite frankly, it's stupid and it's illogical. I don't think she did a good job of, A, sticking to her own friend contract with Rebecca. Yeah. So she got sucked into bunch sanity. On top of that, she tried to treat her like a parent, which is one of their problems.
Yeah,
they
weird.
get this parental daughter thing. Doesn't seem to accept that, like, Rebecca, who has never shown an ability to come out of these zany schemes, will just come out of it until finally she gets to the point where she wants to have full-on penetration on camera, and then Paula's like, okay, enough. And, like, the things that you were doing across the board seem to not be working at all, and we got no focus on her going to law. So she's just basically being self-destructive on both sides. Yeah. And then she comes home drunk as fuck, which, as a man, all horrifying. Every man who's been in a long-term relationship has had to deal with this woman coming home from brunch or late dinner and just like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is going to be a nightmare. And it's that right there.
He seemed kind of into it, to be honest.
He seemed afraid. He was into the fact that she was very horny. Uh-huh. And then the fear showed up on his face. I think that's when he says, I'm not calling you Tanya this time. Yeah. Also, doesn't Paula talk about how she killed Tanya?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he seems a little unsure.
Uh-huh. Do you know why that's scary? Because you're not sure whether she was actually going to do it.
I got it.
Yeah. That's my third loser.
All right. I have Daryl and White Josh as winners.
Oh, I'm going to add White Josh. That's a good one.
I think that I like that Daryl stood up for himself.
Yes.
At Dr. Akopian's office.
Yep.
Genuinely surprised me. Like, I too was being White Josh at Daryl.
Yep.
And he made me realize that, he's a little ridiculous, but he is a catch. He's not wrong.
I think that was a very good job of writing to use White Josh as the avatar for us. Because they knew as the audience were doing that and to basically be like, yeah, but you're wrong. And I was like, you know what? You're right.
And White Josh...
owned it.
Yeah, he owned it. He's willing to think about it. And now he has a successful ant protein bar business. Ant eater.
I added another winner because while she doesn't show up in this episode, her Yelp reviews are through the roof. Dr. Akopian.
Even her husband is jealous of her.
Yeah. She's so good that they thought they were getting her because of how great she is. And I was like, well, she's a damn good therapist then.
She is. I have Heather.
Oh, interesting. Oh, because of how well she clocks.
How well she clocks Paula. And yeah, I think that's mostly it.
I think I would if she wasn't involved in the Rebecca scheme.
I mean, as is Valencia. They both try to say, like, to Paula, like, we need to stop this pretty early. And Paula's like, we have to let it play out. I know better than you.
Uh-huh. Well, you gotta not just stop it. I know better than you. Like, you're her friends too. There's two of you. You got to be adults, in my opinion, and say, no, this is not okay. Because they saw where this was going. Like, they could see the self-destructive path.
They did.
The last one I actually have is Scott.
Okay.
Look, I hate the process. He passed the test. He was earnest about the answers.
He did. It was very nice.
He got moved back into the bed. He had the sweet moment where he bought a kiss.
To buy a kiss.
They have sex twice. I think. Definitely they had sex twice. Yeah, I think he got all the things he wanted. Now, I think he's a little delusional that the guilt will go away. So there may be a future loss coming, but I think in this episode, Scott won.
Yeah, okay. I'll take that. All right, well...
What are you looking forward to?
The next episode is called To Josh with Love.
Oh, God, that's a Bond title. Cool.
So I don't know what that means.
Well, it makes sense. She's a supervillain.
Yeah.
You know, Bond has villains. I actually kind of like the idea of not even have Josh show up in the episodes and just letting the other... Because we know eventually we're going to get the what's Josh been doing in the priesthood for X amount of time. But like letting Rebecca just spiral just makes this more and more amusing.
Also, what if in every episode they come up with a reason...
For Josh?
Yeah.
I am. Also, I hope it's actually Josh. Like, you know how funny that would be if that were really Josh and he just like...
Oh, wow. He's not that...
He's not that smart.
He can't do that.
You don't think he's capable of manipulating a situation like that?
No.
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully Paula and Scott dealing with their sitch.
We need that conversation. I've been begging for it. I hope Nathaniel, to your point, gets some development, growth, conversation. Like, I don't need weak, simpering Nathaniel. At least not from this.
Yeah.
Like, if this had been a response to Daddy dying or some, like, massive traumatic event, okay, like, you know, we knew that there was some issue, but, like, we didn't even see this after they kissed. Like, it was just weird that all of a sudden, in between, he just, like, lost his shit all of a sudden.
I mean, from our perspective, it's not this, but if you really think about it, like, he might have thought she was dead.
That's fair. That's fair.
Which is pretty traumatic.
Yeah. But she's not dead now.
No, she's not dead now.
And he's still acting like... So, like, again, if he were moping around thinking Rebecca had died, totally fair. Like, but that's not kind of what we saw.
Yeah.
I need more.
Yeah.
I'm actually very invested, oddly enough, in the other couples.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
White Josh and Daryl, very interested to see
I want to know
goes.
what they're going to talk about.
I want to see what... I want to see that Dr. Akopian. I want to see Scott and Paula have that conversation. I kind of want to get back to Heather and Hector just to see if that goes anywhere. I want to see what Valencia looks like dating at some point.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't know that I want to see Rebecca and Nathaniel, though.
I do want to know what's up with Josh, too.
Eventually, I do want to see what's up with Josh.
Yeah.
I also would love to see Father Bra, which I'm assuming we'll see him when we get to our Josh episode.
Father Bra.
Father Bra.
Well, please be sure to join us next time when we watch Season 3, Episode 2, To Josh with Love.
We'll see you next time.